the more time we spend together, the more I realize that the best moments in my life aren't just with you, but because of you. We're 2.5 years in. We've been through countless endeavors, countless surgeries, countless days not together. I think it's made us stronger to this point, and it's made us realize that there's not really any mountain we can't get over. And I think that that has brought us closer, brought our love together closer and stronger, and I look forward to doing that forever.
I need to thank the Lesters because the kindness and graciousness that they have accepted Maddie into their lives and into their heart made this task of, quote, giving away my daughter that much easier, because it's difficult to give away perfection. So.
You look so pretty. I love you. I'm not crying. You look so pretty. It looks beautiful. A little turn. Woo! I love it.
Give me a chance.
Can I? Is that allowed?
Yes, it's allowed.
This is our wedding, no one else's.
I grew up in West Virginia, so when I came up here, like, I was by myself, but I had a chance to figure out who I was. I had gone to school with the same, like, 40 kids for 2 decades, basically. And so, like, I felt like I just was never able to, like, come in to myself until I left.
As Josh was growing up, as he got a little bit older into the teenage years, and his mama told him, he said, "Josh, I want to be the one to pick out your wife for you." And in true Josh fashion, he says, "Mom, you got to have one of those to play baseball? I just want to play baseball. All I want to do is play baseball."
I tell her all the time, like, this was nothing that I was looking for. Like, I was not physically looking to get into a relationship. It wasn't like a big thing in my life. It was baseball. And then, like, I met Maddie, and it was just like, boom.
I didn't, like, really think about ever getting married. Like, I wanted to, maybe, but, like, it just was, like, backseat. And then I met Josh, and I was like, maybe I'm, like, into it. Like, I feel like it just, like, took the right person to make me want to do that.
And here we are 2.5, 3 years later, getting married. We met in 2021, about July-ish. At the time, Maddie worked for the Akron Rubber Ducks, and I played for the Erie Seawolves, who were in the same division. We played them multiple times every year in Akron, in Erie. Maddie had been working for him for like 3 years at this point. I had been on the Seawolves for about 3 years. Like, we were in the same building probably 25 times before we ever knew of each other, even probably saw each other.
When I was working in Akron for the Guards AA team, he was in Erie playing for their AA team, so they were playing, and I was responsible for, like, putting up headshots of players. And so I was like, he's kind of cute. So, like, I looked out the window, like, he was playing first base, and I was like, the curls poking out of the hat, like, he's just cute. He was tall, like, he had, like, little, like, chubby little cheeks. Like, he was just adorable.
One night, I got a DM from her, and we were in Akron, and the next night we went out, and
I asked him to go on a date, and I met him at the Town Tavern in Greene, Ohio.
Got some drinks and some food, and we actually went to the same exact place the night after.
He was just like, he could talk to a brick wall. Like, he's so, like, personable and, like, down to earth and chill. Like, there was never, like, one awkward moment.
The first time we went out, it was like we'd known each other for years. I think we closed the place. We left at like 2 a.m. and they turned the lights on us. I knew very early on that, like, she was special and that I wanted to, like, be with her.
He had driven back and forth to Erie, to Cleveland to see me, and, like, I would drive to Erie to see him. And, like, when it was like, they had a road trip to Bowie. Maryland, which is like a 10-hour bus ride. And so they came back that Sunday after driving 10 hours to Erie, and then he got in the car and drove to me for a day and then went back. And I was like, he really likes me, and I really like him too.
So when I was in Erie, I lived downtown, and all the like cool places to go were walking distance. So we would just walk, and there was a place called Coconut Joe's. It was like an outdoor place that we always went. We were walking back from there when I guess like I asked specifically for her to be my girlfriend.
So I was like, okay, like I think I can see this.
I've known for a long time that this was meant to be. For example, when we were in college in our sorority, every person was given a superlative one year of like most likely to or best dressed, things like that. Not kidding, Maddie was given most likely to marry a professional athlete.
We had talked about getting engaged. We had like looked for rings and did the whatever, but like I didn't know. And I hate surprises. I was hunting for the ring. Hunting. I turned this apartment upside down looking for that engagement ring because I knew he had it. I
was looking at 3 or 4 different places down like the lake. So because I wanted the skyline, because Cleveland's a big part of our life, like this is where we started together, but she's been here for 7 years now. So the week of, I'm like driving by all these places. I found Lakewood Park, which is down the street, and it's beautiful. And I'm going out there. I went out there 3 times that week. It was supposed to be about 40 degrees all weekend. And I kept checking the weather app throughout the week. It was like 4 degrees when we went out there. And I was like, we're locked in. Like,
we were going on a date and he was like, oh, like we should dress up. And I was like, okay, like that's cute. And he's like, we're going to Ohio City to get dinner. I was like, okay, perfect. He's not from here.
I think she knew it was coming because we were going to dinner. We did go to dinner after, but I missed the exit on purpose, obviously.
I lived here most of my adult life. And so he's driving on the Shoreway and like he didn't get off in Ohio City. And I was like, so what's going on? Because like, I know that we're not going to dinner right now.
And she's like, do you know where you're going? And I'm just like, not answering, just staring straight, holding onto the steering wheel. And she's like,
and he's like, I think we just should go for a walk. And I'm like, it's literally -10. I mean, like, I'll do it. Like, I love to go for walks. So I'm like, whatever, like, that's fine. But I'm like, it's kind of like odd.
Because I'm not a nervous person. Like, I don't really get too nervous, especially around her. And I think that she could probably tell that something was a little different at that moment.
Then we went to Lakewood Park and I was like, he's never been to Lakewood Park before. I know he's never been to Lakewood Park before. And we were walking down the ramp and I like really didn't think about it that much. And
I'm like, at the end, I'm like making sure the ring's in my pocket all the time. And I was like, oh, every like 5 seconds, just tapping to make sure it's there.
He's mute at this point. And then we got down to the thing and he's like, I could tell he was really nervous. And I was like,
probably the most nervous I've been. Outside of like when I made my major league debut, my heart was just, but I was like, oh my God, don't mess it up, don't mess it up, don't mess it up.
Josh will always say, he's like, did she say yes? And he's like, yes, but after she said, be so fucking for real.
But I mean, it turned out perfect.
Josh, when we look at you, we see someone who loves Maddie kindly, gracefully, and consistently. And every single day, I thank you for finally loving someone the way that my best friend deserves.
The last couple of years, I've really struggled with my mental health. If you're alone and like you don't really have anybody, like I empathize. Like that sucks. It's really hard to do it by yourself. And like I haven't had to do any of it by myself. He literally has like sat in the room with me, like while I'm like holding my hand, like while I'm going to a support group. He's like helped me track down my medications at CVS because they're impossible to find. Hold me on the ground as I cry. Like, he's just like such a good dude. I got really lucky because I was afraid that he would leave because it's hard. And mental health and dealing with mental health is not easy for me or for him. And so having him not know anything about it and like embracing it and learning ways to help me, help us, oh my God, I can never repay him for that. Having him be like, okay, what can I do? How can I help? Like, be him actively pursuing ways to help me cope. Like, who does that? People that love you. I realized after planning everything, I really didn't have a second to sit down and like write how I feel, but I feel like it's impossible to put into words sometimes. There's more words in this library than there are words. Thank you for making me believe in love and that it's real. And that it's unconditional. It's not conditional. I wasn't trying to date you when we met. I just said that guy was really cute. I don't really know what I wanted out of it yet. I just knew that when I looked into your eyes that I knew that, I don't know, I thought it was gonna stick. And that wasn't the plan, but obviously, now we're here. I really don't know what I would do in this life without you. Thank you for being my rock. Thank you for holding me while I cry. And thank you for being there for me when I'm at my lowest and also at my best. Thank you for staying with me. And I always thought I was really hard to love, but you make it feel easy for me, and that I'm eternally grateful for you.
I asked each of them individually their favorite things about each other. Josh responded, "I love that Maddie is so passionate about anything she sets her mind to. She loves hard and makes me feel loved and appreciated beyond words. She brightens up every room that she walks into. Maddie is the one person that can put a smile on my face at the drop of a hat. And most importantly, she has helped me become a better person altogether."
Why am I more nervous for this than anything in my life? To the girl that came into my life when I never thought I needed it. All the words in this world could not mean enough. So a simple thank you is going to have to suffice. Thank you for being my person, my rock, and the person that I want to come to for everything. The person that I come to tell everything, good, bad, and indifferent. The person that I want to tell about my day at the end of the day, every day. The more time we spend together, the more I realize that the best moments in my life aren't just with you, but because of you. You bring so much joy to my life beyond anything that I could have ever even imagined. And I didn't even know I needed it when you came into my life. We've been through anything and everything that life could possibly have thrown at us. Lots of curveballs, to throw a baseball reference in there, but you've been right by my side the whole time. And for that, I just say thank you, and I love you.
He makes hard things easy. Surgeries, moving, jobs. Like, I've switched jobs 4 times since we've been together. He's been a free agent 3 times. Like, it's really hard to not know where your next paycheck is coming from. And like, that's just the world that baseball is. Not everything in life is easy, and not everything in our relationship has been easy for the past 3 years. So like, we faced a lot of hard things. And so it's really been nice to have him be like so patient. I've never seen a more patient person. He is like the ice to my fire. He makes me laugh. Like, he's the funniest dude I've ever met. That's the only time I'm ever gonna admit it, is right now.
While I was preparing all of this, I asked Maddie what makes this relationship so special. And she said that it was so unexpected and so meant to be. "I think we have a unique situation where we just work. Life is never dull, and not in a bad way. We have a special relationship where we feel like we can grow individually but together. We have both learned a lot about each other, life, love, friendship, and so much more. We are both better people because we found each other." Josh, I haven't known you quite as long, but I can see just how well you both fit together and how strong and supportive your relationship is. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for loving Maddie, supporting her through thick and thin, and treating her the way she deserves. I couldn't ask for a better partner for my best friend.
She is so good at, like, when she puts her mind to something, it gets done. I got her this Lego set for Christmas. 2,500, like 3,000 pieces. This thing was done in 8 hours. It's a fully functioning Miss Pac-Man machine. 8 hours, 3,000 pieces. But like, that shows, like, when she gets her mind to something, she's doing it. And as much as sometimes it can frustrate me, it's awesome. Like, it's so nice. And obviously, like, her work ethic and working out, going to work, doing all these things and doing the things that she loves, and doing like the Guardians striker team and like that stuff, and seeing her just love something that's like not like an everyday thing in your life so much, like doing that. And like, she'll call me about the hot dog races, and just like hearing her voice light up and stuff like that, it's just, it's really cool. She's awesome.
Right from the get-go, my daughter was a giver, if you will, and enthusiasm, and taking the side of the underdog, and taking care of people around her really was something that she appeared to be born with. I would like to think that we had taught her some of that, but quite frankly, I think she probably taught us. So.
3 months into our relationship, I broke my face. I was sliding into second and took a knee and shattered this side of my face. I have 2 metal plates, like right here, and she was there. She got a lot of brownie points from me for how much of a trooper she was through that. She got more brownie points from my mom and dad.
My mom really generally has taught me a lot about love, a lot about life, a lot about marriage, a lot about how to deal with all the things that come your way. And like watching her be so strong and like watching my parents be so strong in their relationship like has just like given me like a really good picture of what like real love and real marriage is.
Truly honored to be standing here in front of you with and stand next to you as your best man, and not just because I'm your dad, but because I know how you feel about these other guys that's standing there with you, and I truly honored for you to choose me to be there with you.
I mean, everybody in that room were like brothers, and I mean, Hunter was, turned from hitting coach to we've been in each other's weddings, and so we've been hitting coach, roommates, best friends, and him and his little boy are in the wedding now, and so it's like all of those guys were with me through like college, which was some of the harder times in life.
Like it, love it, love it, love it, you and I. I'm the fucking stand till I die.
All of the people that are here with us to celebrate our wedding, like I wouldn't have it any other way. And I've had like friends drive 10 hours to be here, fly to be here. Like my family-in-law is all from south of Atlanta. Like my new aunt, has never flown on a plane until she came here for our wedding. That's love.
It's no accident that each of you is here today, and you were invited because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of both Josh and Maddie. I know how deeply these two care for and love one another, and I feel privileged to be here today among all of you as a witness of their commitment to a lifetime of love for one another.
From near and far. I mean, the love that we feel and are surrounded by today, like looking at all of you from the top of this table and feeling and seeing all the love in your faces means the absolute world to us. Cry.
I tell you, when Maddie was born, and I'll keep this short, but when she was born, we prayed that she would live her life with happiness, with health, and most importantly, with people that love her to surround her as she goes through her life.
When I say that we got so blessed, like I've seen relationships between, I've seen like difficult relationships between like families-in-law, and I just didn't want that for myself. Like I was mortified that I was gonna love Josh so much and like not be able to get to know his family and like get to know where he came from, because like I've seen people that like don't have relationships with their family-in-law. Like I was like terrified, but Beth like welcomed me with open arms. Like it was just like, it felt so meant to be that like it just, I don't know, like, but they mean the world to me.
There's no way that your mama could have picked out such a beautiful, friendly, loving person as Maddie for you, buddy.
Maddie, when we look at you, we see someone who will support Josh through anything and everything, no matter any of the circumstances. Someone who will drop everything and fly across the country, no matter where it is, even if it means you're stranded in an airport for 9 hours after. You're someone who supports and plans for his future, wherever in the world that might be. And you're someone who loves him, and you love him loud, and even when he leaves his protein powder on the kitchen for multiple days at a time. Josh, you give her the stability in a partner that she has always deserved. Your love is reassuring, unwavering, and strong. You're the person that puts her first without any second thought. You go out of your way to make sure that she's cared for, and you're always encouraging her to be the best person that she can be. When we look at you guys as a couple, we see balance. We see two halves of a whole, two people who complete each other fully. Josh is the calm to her panic. Maddie is the plan to his go with the flow. He's the let's watch TV to her what if we go for a hike. She's the giggle to his really bad jokes. And he's the, are you sure that's a great idea, when she thinks of something spontaneous that probably needs to be worked out a little bit further before she executes.
With patience, understanding, laughter, and honesty, they've grown into the couple that you see before you. Now, they're ready to spend the rest of their lives together, building new memories as husband and wife.
Maddie, I take you as you are,
Josh, I take you as you are,
loving who you are.
loving who you are.
I promise from this day forward
I promise from this day forward
to be grateful for our love and our life,
to be grateful for our love and our life,
to be generous with my time, my energy, and my affection,
to be generous with my time, my energy, and my affection,
to be patient with you and myself,
to be patient with you and with myself,
to fill our life with adventure and our home with laughter,
to fill our life with adventure and our home with laughter,
to inspire you to grow as an individual,
to inspire you to grow as an individual,
to love you completely.
to love you completely.
These things I pledge to you.
These things I pledge to you.
Love is a very powerful thing. Love in marriage is endless. Love can cure a lot of things. And marriage is not always easy. But the love that you share today and the happiness that you share today can take you a long ways.
As a sign of my love,
As a sign of my love,
that I have chosen you
that I have chosen you
above all else,
above all else.
with this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
As a sign of my love,
As a sign of my love,
that I have chosen you
that I have chosen you
above all else,
above all else,
with this ring,
with this ring,
I thee wed.
I be wed.
Josh, do you take Maddie to be your lawfully wedded wife from this day forward, through whatever challenges and triumphs life brings you, loving her, honoring her, and cherishing her for the rest of your life?
I do.
Maddie, do you take Josh to be your lawfully wedded husband from this day forward, through whatever challenges and triumphs life brings you, loving him, honoring him, and cherishing him for the rest of your life?
I do.
I mean, there's not like one thing that makes either of us happy. We really don't have like a 10-year plan, 5-year plan, because I mean, in his career, we don't know. Like, I never know what's coming next. Like, he could be moving across the country tomorrow, and I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't have control over that situation. I don't know, just maybe have family, maybe, you know, travel. But I mean, like, just being with him makes me happy. We can really be anywhere, and I'm good. Shack on the side of the road, living in a van, like, whatever we gotta do to make it work, like, make it work.
By the power of your love and commitment to each other, and by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. I now present to you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Lester.
I'm not Aaron Andrews, but how you feeling right now?
Are we ready to party tonight? Oh, I like this so far. We are in beautiful downtown Cleveland here at the Marble Room. And each and every one of you are the most important people in Josh and Maddie's life. Bringing down the new Mr. and Mrs. I know we can be louder than that. Let's hear it, Mr. and Mrs. Lester.
When I first sat down to write this speech, it was extremely hard because I thought, how do I speak to a room full of people who already know how much these two people love each other every single day? As we all know, she did make the first move. However, everybody in this room didn't get to witness how terrified she was to actually message him first. So after pacing around her studio apartment in downtown Cleveland for probably 30 to 45 minutes and passing her phone back and forth, we kept editing this paragraph that she was trying to text Josh because she wanted to get it perfect. And at one point, after, like I said, 45 minutes, she hands me the phone and she says, "What do you think about this one?" And I read it and I'm like, "Yeah, I think this one is great." And I hand her back the phone and she realized I had hit send for her because we were gonna be there for another 2 hours. And every single day, to this day and forever, I'm so glad that I hit send on Maddie's message.
I mean, from the absolute bottom of my heart, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hopefully loving the city that I love so deeply and want to stay forever, hopefully, Josh. But wherever the wind takes us, I think we'll be okay.
As I watch y'all together, and I think I told Kelly this, that I really love the way y'all look at each other in your eyes, and it even tonight showed tonight, you know, watching y'all tear up a little bit. Almost made me tear up a little bit. Maddie, thank you. But it makes me horrified. I love the way y'all look at each other, and hopefully 35, 40, 50 years from now, as you marry, you still look at each other the same way.
I hope we're able to sit on a couch in 50 years and watch this back. I just hope that we get to sit back and watch this, and I hope that we get to watch it with our kids and hopefully our fur babies. I just want to be together. I hope we're sitting on our comfy couch and watching this with some popcorn and our kids. And they're like, wow, like you guys are like in love.
You look gorgeous. I love you.
We just keep it pushing, right?
So here's to a long life filled with love, good health, happiness, and adventure to the bride and groom. Cheers.
I love you.
Good luck.